morning and welcome to the USTA National Campus and the 2019 Bobby Curtis Junior State Championships. My name is Chris Michalowski, known as Coach Mick, Director of Experiential Learning. Got to practice that, I guess, here at the USTA National Campus. Sitting next to my good friend Andy Gladstone, who's Player Development Coordinator for USTA Florida in his 18th year in one match, because we did a match already.
Yeah.
How's it going, Andy? Good to be back with you.
It couldn't be going better here. What a delight to watch that boys 18s final. Two rock-solid kids playing, this unbelievable game at the USTA National Campus. Really, life does not get better.
Yeah, and we had a fourth seed, so there were some upsets, obviously, in that match. We had a fourth seed playing the eighth seed, all right, but now we've got the third seed. It's almost right to the seeding, almost. The third seed, Sophia Fenoris from Pinecrest, playing the number one seed, Stephanie Sanchez from Hollywood. Now, I know you're a Florida guy, and I know that you talked to some of their parents and maybe the girls a little bit yesterday while I was busy hanging out with my four kids at home, so thank you. And did you get any thoughts on either of these two girls before the match?
Yeah, I like to, as I ask my own kids, I would say to them, how are you playing 1 to 10? And both said the same thing, like about a 7.5, 8. So I thought that was interesting. Both seemed a little nervous about it, but excited, which is a good thing. Similar personalities. Okay, we're underway.
Yeah, so we are started, and it looks like you got to help me out here because this is the first I've seen of the two girls.
So Fenoris is wearing the white skirt, and Sanchez is wearing the darker skirt, and it's in the closer part of our screen.
All right, so.
And they have not played each other, so this is their first time playing against each other.
So Sanchez is serving at 30-all in the first game. You can see some clouds kind of coming in a little bit on the court there. A little bit nicer to be playing in the shadows for sure, especially when you're serving looking east is what she's doing. So she's looking into the sun, but she's got a game point right here. All right, and those first couple games are key just to kind of get things rolling a little bit, Like we said, you want to get that groove going, you want to get going. We didn't see that in the last match, that groove.
It was a little bit of a poor start from Ben, and that's unfortunate. But it's, come out fighting, no matter what, win or lose.
Sanchez, nice on-the-run backhand there, really pulling that off right there. Now, how do you pronounce Sophia's last name? So when I go through this whole match,
Fenoris.
Okay, so Fenoris. So I want to make sure I say it right because it looks like Fenoris, but it's Fenoris.
Sophia Fenoris.
All right. So I want to make sure if you're watching that I'm not going to botch that like 75 times, and I'm going to get 75 phone calls. All right. So Sanchez serving for her first game. That was an amazing backhand she hit in that last point, by the way. It was just phenomenal. So I'm trying to get the names down. She's just playing great tennis right from the start. So I'm excited about this match. Looking right into the sun on that second serve. But see, she likes to stay up. She likes to hug that line. She doesn't want to give up any ground. Well, she did a little bit there, but still, both girls are kind of playing the same there. And it looks like back to deuce from my view. And yes.
But both girls, from what I've seen, similar game styles, both real fast.
Yeah, they're both taking the ball pretty early.
Mm-hmm. So our seating has held up with Stephanie?
And Sophia, do you know, I'm not sure. I haven't seen her whole draw, so. But it's always an honor to be in the final. These two girls right here having a great time.
So the heat is kicking up a little bit right now. I'm sure it's about in the mid-80s. And there's some wear on the tires here.
Yeah.
They've had a long week. Not easy to win a 64 draw. All right, that is a lot of matches.
Great return. Great deep return. See how far back? Just forced her straight back.
Yeah.
All right, so not an easy first game to pull off, really. I mean, both girls, I mean, this looks like, just from the way they're hitting, of course, it could be a mental decision maker, but the way they're hitting, it looks like it's going to be a really good match. But it's only the first game.
I don't know if you picked up on it, but Sofia Fernores is wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, a lot of players. I mean, that's difficult.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean, when I taught, I wore them all the time, but I couldn't use them when I played. I just couldn't do it. All right, another game point for Sanchez. Little help from the ambassador.
So she is wearing. So she is wearing the Venezuela sign on her back, which is nice to see.
You can tell she loves her backhand. That's her shot. All right, and she takes the first game. We've got 1-0. And Stephanie comes back after, it was a tough first game, but you can just tell already how she hits that backhand. That's one of her better shots. So I'm interested in this match to see is what style. I mean, you can see that first game right there. It was just a baseline to baseline. Is it going to be like the first match where they were changing their styles up a little bit, coming on in, playing more of an all-court game, or is it going to just be, hey, I'm going to outlast you from the baseline?
Yeah, I think choice B, Mick. Yeah, two gutsy baseliners here. I don't know how much net play we're going to see. Not as much as our first match, but I could be surprised.
And for as much as they hug the baseline, like the guys kind of stood back a little bit, and the girls here are up there, so you would think they might do that
too on that first match. Some of those balls were hard to step in on.
Yeah, definitely, and they're hitting pretty high over the net, so they're kicking up pretty high. All right, so Sofia to serve. Serving at Love 1 in the finals of the girls' 18 singles of the 2019 Bobby Curtis Junior State Championships.
So she doubled the first one. Hopefully she'll, a little nerves, obviously.
Right.
Get over it. It's funny, there's in a junior tournament, unfortunately, at the end of the tournament, the players aren't there, but there's always that, for Sofia, I'm sure there's some nerves lurking.
All right, I'll see if Stephanie steps up to this. Pretty decent second serve, though. It wasn't much different than her first serve, to be honest with you. But, even though they're ground stroke players, as they seem to be, I definitely could be wrong. They play from the baseline. They've got to be able to take advantage of that second serve. I mean, if they're not coming in, they want to control the point. That's going to be probably one of the keys in this match is who's winning more points off second serves. And if you look at stats, if you go to any stat online and look at it, that's a huge deciding factor, even more than first serves. All right, second serve for Sofia. All right, it's not a good start for Sofia in her first service game. I don't know if it's nerves. I mean, she didn't look very tight on that at all, but it's hard to tell from back here in our little room in the Welcome Center.
I think she just needs to spit it in on the first one.
She's got to make the first one. Exactly
come to the
right.
party a little bit.
So you just make that.
It's 5 in a row, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, not a good start for Sofia. So Sanchez takes the second game and is up 2-love in the first set. On a great day, actually, here at the National Campus. I know we're expecting some rain a little bit later in the day, but it's not supposed to start until 3 o'clock or so. And one thing I've learned about moving from Michigan to Florida, you can pretty much count on that almost every day in the summer. Lucky for us, we have a 6-court indoor facility over at Player Development, and they're nice enough to let the tournament staff use those courts to stay caught up with the tournament during the rain.
All right. Stephanie double faulting.
All right, so this definitely, in my mind, is not going to be a server's battle as of yet. But the returns are key in a match like this. The returns are going to be key. All right, like right here, this second serve return. Let's see what she does. I mean, she's kind of stays in the same place. Is she going to attack this, though? Is she going to stay back? Let's find out. Well, she moved in a little bit. All right, attacked it a little. I think that was good. I think she did wound her on that for sure. But she also gave Stephanie, I think, her favorite shot, her backhand. I think they're still trying to figure each other out a little bit. All right, love 40. All right, big game here for Sophia to break back. Going to see if Sanchez can consolidate that break. Not looking too good right now for that, but definitely a lot to come. All right, and she breaks back. So Sophia breaks back, and we are back on serve in the first set with the number 1 seed, Stephanie Sanchez, leading the number 3 seed, Sophia Fenoris, 2-1. All right, so Andy, I mean, USTA Florida obviously is running this event, but, you know, what's the relationship between USTA Florida and all these junior events that are going on? It seems like there's a junior event every weekend around here. I mean,
over 800 junior tournaments in Florida. Is that incredible? It's
this weekend?
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
It's just I follow the other sections. Just a huge opportunity to play here and to get good competition pretty much wherever you live in Florida. So it's if you want to be a good player, it's the right place to be.
Right. I mean, when I was in Michigan, we had to drive sometimes 3-4 hours to go to a good event. Here, you drive 30 minutes north, you got a tournament. 30 minutes south, you got a tournament. I mean, we're all over the place. All right, so we're back on serve. All right. Big break by Stephanie. Or by Sophia. All right, and Sanchez just really, staying aggressive at the baseline right from the start. She's trying to dictate these points, take control of the points. She's done a pretty good job. All right, love 15. All right, well, she let that drop a little bit low. Now, she needed to take that a little bit earlier. You can tell it's not instinctive for them to attack as much as it is to stay back at the baseline. So let that drop a little on the low side. And 15 all. Oh, all right. This, in my opinion, is going to be kind of the match decider here and who really controls the second serve points the best from the returner standpoint. All right, 15-30. All right, once again, had a little technical issue in our room here, but video services came through once again. Amazing staff here at the National Campus. All right, fourth point. Second serve.
The famous fourth point.
I know. I brought that up in the last match, knowing that a lot of my friends are like, that's ridiculous, that's ridiculous. Well,
I'm not sure if Bill Tilden or Bill Talbert talked about that.
Great deep back in, great just penetrating back in from Sanchez there. Now there's double break point. I have a feeling we're going to see lots of breaks in this match.
Yeah, again, there's less of a importance, I think, with this match with the serving.
But I really like the aggressiveness of both players from the baseline, taking balls early. All right, she saves one of those breaks.
Play this week. Good,
what's that?
Really, Sophia play this week. Good footwork and real fast. And there, I would have to say a little on the petite side, but very strong. Gets a lot of pop on the ball. All right, she called it out.
Wow, yeah. Well. All right, she came back from that double break point. Good for her. Now she's got to put two more together. Now, Sanchez is from Hollywood. Now, do you know where Pinecrest is?
Pinecrest is in South Florida.
Okay, so
yeah, Fort Lauderdale area.
Yeah, I'm just saying that not as a Florida native for sure. I didn't know if I should ask you that, though. That was putting you on the spot there.
School, one of the great schools in Florida.
There are pine trees in Florida, right? I know there's palm trees. In Michigan, we got a lot of pine trees.
Yeah, so it's becoming a little bit of an issue here, and I don't know if that is something that has haunted her in her game or it's just a little nerves.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Might be her emotion, a little technical issues there that might show up. She might be susceptible to it due to her emotion.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's a lot of nerves there. I mean, hey, you're in the finals of the girls' 18 singles championship in the state of Florida, and I don't know if they've been here or not before.
These are two first-time finalists, and you know, things change. I mean, the cameras are out there. There's things. They're playing in a stadium court. They have a chair umpire. The match is televised. There's things that are adding to the stress.
Yeah, so especially being here for a first time.
That ball seemed heavy.
Yeah. And it actually pushed her back.
Yep.
Sanchez got pushed way back on that. So from 1540 to advantage for Sofia Fenoris.
Sound and picture. Maybe it was the spot. That's what we just changed. Okay, I'm coming back up. Pick up and run.
Pretty good looking serve, though. She wanted that. Yeah, she definitely wanted that backhand right there.
All
So
right.
Sophia comes back from being down double break point to
Even
even
game
things up
here.
at 2-2.
Yep.
But I think if you look at both of these hitting-wise, they're pretty similar. I mean,
Yep,
in terms of their
that's
games.
what I
Okay.
call, yeah, I agree.
So a match like that will boil down to a couple of key stats. And you see right there how Sanchez
Switch.
took that as a backhand.
Yeah,
That's
she
her
went for a
shot.
forehand. Now I don't know if that was wind or she just favors that side.
Well, from the last few games, you could see where she's been hitting most of her better shots off her backhand side. So I'm assuming she likes that side better. You could maybe, depending on if she wins or not, ask her that when the match is over.
You can see it for Norris is quick. You see her go to the
Yeah,
left.
very quick.
Right,
Very,
yeah.
very quick.
And it's not just moving, but I always feel it's the transitional. It's not going to that side quick, but how you can come back.
All right, 15 all. Stephanie Sanchez, our #1 seed, is serving if you're just joining us in the deuce court, playing against Sophia Fenoris from Pinecrest, the #3 seeds, but a phenomenal week here at the USTA National Campus. And it all boils down to this match right here. Here's where the rubber meets the road to see who can be crowned our girls 18 singles state champion for 2019. You can see how these girls here, I think they know how hot it is. They're not in any hurry to really get the point started. Taking their time. They don't want to use too much energy. Want to pace themselves a little bit. All right, so now you're going to start seeing some developments, I think. I think they're both kind of, unlike the last match, I think they're both in their game right now. I don't think you're going to see anybody not in their game. I don't feel like they're doing anything out of the ordinary. I think it's going to be a battle.
I think we're in for a long one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, she took #1. She took the forehand. I think it's because she was back a little bit, but great looking forehand. But again, from Sophia, just watching. That point, I didn't really watch Stephanie at all. I just watched Sophia move back there, like you were talking about earlier, and extremely well. She moves very well. Great footwork, and really out of both girls, great footwork. And if you're not used to watching a tennis match, you tend to just kind of watch the ball. But if you're trying to learn tennis, just try to stay focused on one player and try not to watch the other player. It's hard to do that sometimes, but when you do that, you can learn a ton. Because if you just watch them hit the ball, you're not seeing what's just as important is recovery and where they're moving and how they're moving. And when you're playing a match, when you do that over and over and over and over and over again, those things add up. Beautiful second
The order
serve
of,
return, keeping that ball deep, forcing her away from the baseline.
Worst miss is in the net. Second wide. You know, if you're going to miss long.
Right. And, you know, what you're not going to see here is, like, on that return right there, that's a great time to sneak in when you've got her running backwards away from the baseline. She's not going to be hitting a lot of deep penetrating shots off of that. And the advantage of doing that is, you know, what I used to say to my students when I coached all the time, the #1 way to create an unforced error is to take time away from your opponent. And if you can take time away from them, you can do that by catching the ball earlier. Obviously, a volley takes a lot of time, but the more time you can take away from your opponent, the less time they're going to have to set up and take advantage of you. So we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be right back for the Girls 18 Singles Championship at the 2019 Bobby Curtis Junior State Championships. See you in a few.
Give me a racket and watch me go. Because I won't come back the same.
Sometimes I'll come back with scratches and scrapes.
Or with stories of great shots and close shaves.
Of wins for the history books.
And of losses I'll never forget.
But watch me smile.
Say good game.
And put my racket away for now, but not for good.
Because I'll have seen what I can do.
And I know greatness
Greatness is waiting.
Sign up with Net Generation, official youth tennis of the USTA.
And we're back to the Girls 18 Singles Final at the 2019 Bobby Curtis Junior State Championships. Right now we have Sophia Fenoris, the 3rd seed, serving against Stephanie Sanchez, the #1 seed. And it's been a pretty steady match, would you say, Andy, so far? I mean, it's only been in, what, 5 games or whatever?
Correct.
But
Even Steven here. I guess the one thing that I'm seeing from Sophia is, you know, the doubles. You know, and it's unfortunate, and I'm sure she has not been doing it this week. But you know, things come out in you know, of your quality in stressful moments.
so we got Fenoris is actually up a break. These girls do not want to give up ground. Neither girl wants to give up ground right there. And you can just see how
Best point of the match right there.
Yeah.
They stepped up there.
Yeah, and so important to hold your ground like that. And that's one thing that you didn't see in our last match, but that's very impressive by both these players, is how they're just not willing to give up that real estate. And you're really forcing each other to hit good shots and to move. And I just saw that coming. I mean, that second ball was maybe 3 inches higher up on the net than the first ball was. So you really got to, you know, you got a lot of doubles. If you're watching right now and you double fault to let, remember, you can slow your first serve down. Get the first serve in. It's going to build up your confidence. Spin it in. You got the return of server on the defense mentally when they're receiving your first serve. But now, Stephanie's going to step up. She's on the offense now. She's going to jump on this. So even though it's the exact same serve, I don't really see a big difference in Sophia's serves. But mentally, you see Stephanie stepping up on the second serve because it's just mentally, that's what you do. It's going to be a weaker shot. So get the first one in, even if you have to back it off a little bit.
Simple advice. Yeah, nothing complicated, right?
Yeah, it's tough to think rational and logical, though, when you're in the finals of a state championship. I mean, lots of things are going through their brains out there. Look at that, taking that ball early like that. Oh, same thing there. Yeah, taking away that time, and that's just so key, so key. All right, back to 3-3 in the first set. Back on serve, or on, should I say on serve or on break? Yeah, I think.
A little tennis humor from
Yeah.
Nick,
Yeah.
huh?
So far, there's
I
been a
like
lot
it.
of breaks. There's been how many breaks?
Yeah.
3 breaks in this?
Inside joke there.
Yeah. See, you got Sophia way back. Stephanie just hugging that line, making her work.
You called it out, huh?
Yeah, yeah. All right, 30 love for Sanchez, serving at 3-all. All right, just a little bit long on the return. Yeah, so Sophia kind of stood up on that first serve right there, too. I noticed that where she was on top of the line, and she was looking to take advantage of her first serve a little bit. And she's still walking with confidence out there. You know how we talked about that the last match?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a first game. You can see just where Stephanie is a little more not so much. She should. There's no reason not to be. We're both playing some good tennis right now. You can see player development there in the background, where the pros train here on a yearly basis. Amazing facility. All right, Sanchez holds for 4-3. You know, and as I was saying that earlier, you know what's great about this facility is, like, there was one day I was out here and there were some just red ball kids out there who were like 3 and 4 playing on a court, and on a court next to them, Madison Keys was playing. And so it just, that's what you see here at the national campus. It's just really everybody's in the same arena. They're not. It's, even though, you know, it's not separate here, and the pros are only here, and the beginners. It's everybody's together, and it's just a great atmosphere to where everybody comes together.
Right. Unbelievable. Yeah. Such a community of passion for the game.
And then we have the USPTA and USTA Florida hanging out right next to us.
And
I mean, you couldn't be.
And more to come here. There's stuff that it really is not stopped.
Yeah, and the collaboration that takes place between all of these people is just amazing. It's like even we're not separate. We're always over at the USPTA or at USTA Florida. Everybody's all over the place, and it's like it's just one big campus. It's just a great atmosphere.
Mick, you're over on our building a little too much. I meant to tell you that. But
Well, because you guys always have the great cookies and snacks over there. I can't help myself, you know. You got to just hide those, and then they won't come
you're
over
on
so
the
much.
quota, I think, with the cookies. You've been taking too many.
Yeah, well, I did bring a whole tub of licorice over to USPTA about a month ago, so I know I've got a supply over there.
All right. 4-3 for Sanchez for Norris to serve.
Yep, on serve in the first set. And right now it's boiling down to who's going to control that point from the baseline.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, as we said, similar game styles.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen, and they're both taking the ball early, hitting the ball pretty deep, hitting it where they're supposed to be hitting it. And so it's going to boil down to a couple of small things. It's not going to be anything huge like we might have saw in the last match. That's one of them right there. It's just that you're really going to see the returns. Whoever returns better is going to be in great shape. And that usually goes.
Don't miss them in the net, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. As you see, some of our partners there, the Andrews Institute and the Morris Children's Health System. All right, 2 missed returns right there. All right, 40 love for Sophia. Definitely has control in this game. That's why, now my opinion right there, you see she had a really good serve. She wounded Stephanie there, but she let the ball, it could bounce, but she didn't take it early. She let it come all the way back to her. And Stephanie's fast. I mean, she's very quick. So she had control at that point, and then she lost it because she waited. And that's the one time, I just think they're a little bit nervous about moving too far inside that baseline right now. Because they're comfy back where they are right now, and there's some great hitting going on. I love this view. You can really get a good view of that. All right. All tied up, 4-4. We're in for a battle. So what do you think is going to make the difference? What do you think? Like if you were coaching either one of these two girls now, since the match is so even-steven kind of.
Yeah, I think that both of them just have more consistent tennis. That's what I would say. Deeper, more penetrating, solid balls.
Yeah, and you can really see from this view here kind of how the player,
Yeah.
you know, see how she took that ball so early. And when you got Sophia's just moving a little bit, if she hits behind her, it's like on clay, you know, on clay, you got to be set when they're hitting. And same position there. Let's take a look at that shot again. Let's take a look at that again. So she's hitting here. She's not, oh, well, she's moving, but got set a little bit late there. And she got hit behind, and point's over. All right, 15 left for Sanchez.
Again. The demons come in.
Yeah, they come. A few less for her than right now, I think, than for Sophia. But Sophia has been able to still dig herself out, come back from a few of those double faults where they haven't seen that much out of Stephanie yet. All right, good deep first serve.
Both solid concentration from both girls, I noticed. You know, if you notice just a little habit, went right to the strings. Sophia's eyes focused right on the strings.
Yeah, she is very focused, that's for sure. Yeah, a little wide. She's checking with the official.
He agreed, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, and that's the thing as a player. If you're a player and you're watching this, I mean, it's so hard as a parent to watch, you know, or even a coach too, to watch your player play. And if you're ever unsure about anything, that's what that official's in the chair for. So make sure you ask the official. I've seen scores change that shouldn't have changed, calls change that shouldn't have changed, you know, or just basic rules. My son was playing a match. It was a let court. The other kid just caught the ball in the air. It's about a month ago. My son didn't take the point because he knew it was his point, but it was just in the heat of the battle. And he just asked an official. That's what they're there for. And the officials here have done such an amazing job this whole week. I mean, you see them all there in their room over there talking beforehand. I mean, they're set to go. I mean, they are very well educated and trained on tournaments like this.
Challenging job in the tennis community is, and really give them a lot of credit for doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
Being an official.
Okay, Sanchez serving for the game. at 40-30. For Norris making their way a little bit. Think about that second serve. Taking it early.
Yeah, what's that call?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ran around that backhand, which he probably didn't want to do in the first place. But again, you see how that freezes your opponent. I mean, you can go either place on that. You can go inside out, inside in, and it's just so hard to read. All right, so Fenores has to hold here to stay in the first set. It's been an amazing first set, I think. It's been a fun set to watch. Both girls aggressive from the baseline, taking the ball early, trying to take time away from their opponent. I think the big factor you're seeing here is those serves. But even though, let's say they're not making a lot of first serves, I don't see a big difference, which is kind of nice, between that first and the second serve.
Yeah.
So they know they're going to make one of those two. That's
So,
good to see.
I'm noticing Stephanie is low maintenance on her equipment, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing bad, nothing good. Just Sophia seems to have a little bit more in the bag, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
She's ready to go. She's prepared.
Got the orange. If you caught that, the orange nail polish.
Yeah, I knew when I watched the girls, like when you watch the guys, I'm like, oh great, there's two guys in all white. Now I'm gonna be lost trying to commentate this match because luckily Ben wore a hat for most of the match. You know, with the girls, they're a little more on the flashy side, have some, you know, a little more color, so it's a little bit easier to tell who is who. You even notice the nails. I didn't even catch that. You know, so good for you. All right, so for Norris to serve at 4-5 to stay in the first set.
All right, let's see what happens.
All right, good point. $15 Nice. Oh. Nice. Okay, two first serves, all right. Getting two first serves in. And it's the same serve, but now you see where Sanchez is not going to try to take advantage of those so much. Got to get that in, and she's done that.
This is a best of 3 tie-break sets.
Yeah, it's no third set tie break.
Correct.
Well, there's something you haven't seen yet. Okay.
Slice.
Yeah, a little bit of underspin, a little bit of touch and finesse. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I think both girls have kind of grooved into the match, and are, the nerves are mostly out.
Yeah, it seems like they're
Pre-match
gone.
jitters.
It seems like Sanchez came out a little bit stronger right off the bat, but for Norris has picked it up. Like Sanchez was much more aggressive at the beginning.
Definitely stepped up a little bit here.
All right, 40-15. Fenores is serving to keep it alive at 5-5. And either going to a breaker or get a quick break in there. The wind looks like it's died down a little bit compared to our first match. Yeah, moving a little bit. Great job. Great job. Way to push her back. The key is to recognize what you just did. That's just such a key.
You're hitting on it. Such a good point. The shot before the shot is really what it's about. It's not the last shot that wins the point. The shot before.
And you can say that. I mean, as coaches, we know that. Like, if you ask someone why they won the shot or why they won that point, they'll be like, "Oh, because I hit that winner." It's like, no, it's because you kept the ball deep and forced them to hit short, and then you hit the winner. If you were concentrating on just hitting the winner, you would have made an unforced error. But if you concentrate on depth, good things are going to happen. And that, again, that's kind of like that secondary winner. It's happens because of something else, not because you just blasted a forehand by somebody. All right, Sanchez. You can see she's losing a little bit of that spunkiness that she had at the beginning of the set. But looking for Norris, she's got the spunkiness now at the end of the first set. Is that still a word? Spunky? All right. Here's an open spot for Norris right here. There we go. There we go. I was going to say, nice job in the score there. Putting some heat on Sanchez. He's feeling it. It's kind of like the NBA, right? You get to this point at the end of the set or the end of the game, and all the pressure's kind of happening.
Right. And it's,
it's kind of, you float through like 7 games, and all of a sudden it's 5-5. You're like, okay, now I've got to, but that's the way it kind of works, just mentally. I don't know if the call was on that, but Norris didn't do enough with that short ball. She got away with it, and she did.
Yeah.
She got away with that mistake on that short ball right there. Nice.
She ripped that one.
Yeah. She did. She's like, enough of this. Nice return. Nice return. Taking that backhand and going down the line with it really and deep, especially forcing her off the baseline. Nice job for Sofia Norris to get the break at a big time in the first set at 5-all. Serving now for the first set at 6-5. All right, so we all know about that word consolidate. All right, so we're going to take a quick break here and then come back to Sofia Norris serving for the set. All right, and we're back to the girls 18 singles final at the 2019 Bobby Curtis Junior State Championships. We've got Sofia Norris, the 3rd seed, up 6-5 and serving against Stephanie Sanchez, the number 1 seed. And are having a little bit of technical difficulty in the booth, and Andy is going back to make sure that we can get back into the action from here into the booth. What a great match it's been so far. We had two players who basically are playing the same game, and it's really going to be boiled down to that serve and return game. And I think you saw at the beginning of this set where Stephanie was a little bit more the aggressor, but slowly throughout this first set, Sophia has really turned it around and become a little bit more aggressive, light on her feet, and hopefully this is going to pay off for her. All right, we're connecting back to the match from the booth.
All right, we are back here. So 40-15 Sanchez, or 15-40 here. Heat is kicking up here. I'm sure that is a factor with the match. I'm sure mid-80s, high humidity, and these girls have played a lot of tennis this week. It doesn't count for just the matches, but all the warm-ups and post-match play and stretching. There's a lot of energy spent during the week. All right, we are going to a set tiebreaker. First one to 7, margin of 2. So really very, very close. Can't get closer. Mick?
No, you can't get closer. I mean,
a little bit different than the first match in the first set.
So now, I mean, when you think about this from just a standpoint of the match, you're trying to, before this, every game is important. But now that it comes to a tiebreaker, every point, that is called a mini break. So if you win a point when your opponent is serving, that's almost the same as winning a game when your opponent is serving during the set, and how important every point is here in this breaker. So the pressure's on for both of these girls. And they're handling it. They're definitely handling it. All right, so 1-0 for Fenoris. So she just got the first mini break.
Yeah, thank you for the correct terminology of the mini break.
So we'll see if she can consolidate the mini break here. I mean, I guess that would be this point here if you called it that. And she did not.
The demons come out in times of stress here.
Yeah, a little under pressure. I mean, she hasn't double faulted in a while, actually. If you think about it, she was double faulted in those first few games a lot.
Right. But in a set tiebreaker, in a Bobby Curtis State final,
it's going to happen.
If I was, Sophia's coach, I would say you just keep getting, really get that first serve in. It's not like she's hurting her with the first serve.
Yeah, and I think the serve, and she has that slice. She put some spin on that first serve
Yeah.
right there. You can see she tried to do that a little bit. Now this serve, watch, that could be much different. That was
kind of
a little
pushed it in a
slower.
little bit.
Yeah, she didn't want to miss
Yeah.
that. So she's feeling it right now because even that forehand right there.
A little slow down on the swing. I caught the same thing. A little.
Which is too bad because he's really picked up the momentum this whole set. I mean, after probably that fifth game, she's picked it
Yeah.
up to where you thought she was going to pull it out. But Sanchez just keeps plugging away. All right, Sanchez up, mini break in the tie break, 2-1, serving. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
She got all of that one.
Yep. And she got that back similar. I mean, the tiebreaker is really the same as what you've seen in the set. All right, some breaks early in the first part of the tiebreaker.
You know, we did call it right. We agreed on that it would be similar styles. I mean, and can't get closer than this. 6-all, 2-all.
And I'm sure the point count is very close. Fedora's taking her time a little bit.
A little wide.
Yeah. She wanted that. She got the shot she wanted. She got the backhand. She got it right in her hitting zone. Just missed it. So that could be pretty frustrating right there. And now Norris is up again, a break in the tiebreaker, serving 3-2.
Little bit of a free one there. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
definitely a
hang in long.
freebie.
You know, that's why. Again, the first serve.
Yeah,
You know,
and the thing
you
is,
you get some gifts if you make your first serve.
You definitely, and that's just the mental gift, because they're like we said, their first serves and second serves aren't really a whole lot different.
Yeah.
Which is good for them, so they have confidence in that. That's great, but like we say, it's a mental advantage of receiving, or the mental disadvantage when you're just receiving someone's first serve. All right, so Fenora's taking her time in this changeover a little bit, making sure, you know, she's controlling the pace of the match. That's one important thing to do mentally. You usually, when you're losing, that's the one thing you can control is the pace of the match. Now, she seems to be doing it while she's slightly winning here. Big point for her right there. All right. So she gets the break back. Sanchez gets the break back. Back on serve at 3-4 in the first set tiebreaker here in the girls 18 and under Bobby Curtis State Junior Championships. Or Junior State Championships, if I say it appropriately. See, what you're not seeing in both these serves, you're not seeing that explosion up into the ball. You're seeing that kind of push out into the serve. Not that it really, that was better. That was better. You're not seeing that explosion up into contact. You may see it more in the second serve because she's trying to get a little more spin. But frustration there from Sanchez because that's a shot she usually hasn't been missing.
All right.
All right. So we've got set point here.
Many set points.
Yeah, many set points for Sofia Fenoris, who is the 3rd seed here in the girls 18 and under singles championships against the #1 seed, Stephanie Sanchez of Hollywood, Florida. All right, Sophia comes from Pinecrest. Those are pretty close, right?
Correct. Yeah. South Florida.
Got it.
All right.
Okay.
Nice point. Sanchez
Gave
is
away
not
one
holding
here.
back.
She has
Sanchez
a
is.
few left.
Yep, she's saying, okay, I'm not going to give it to you. You got to take it from me. I'm not giving it to you. But I'm sure Fenoris is up for the challenge of taking it from her. She seems to have been the whole
Yeah.
second half of this set.
She has to play to win here.
See how it's kind of that pushing out on that service, not that explosion up into the ball.
Yeah.
And and if she does anything, she's hitting balls into the net more than she's hitting them long on that first serve, especially. She's got to bust up into that, and she doesn't. She does it a little more there.
All right. We
All
got
right.
one set under our belt here
All right, so
in Orlando, Florida, Lake Nona.
Yeah, first set.
USTA National Campus. This is exciting. She left the sunglasses on and the visor on. I would like to ask her that about her sunglasses.
Yeah, because you're the on-court guy, so I get to hang out here in the AC. So how was it? It was just so you went down. I'm watching this match and I'm comfortable sitting in here in the air-conditioned room, but you actually went down to the court. How hot was it on there?
Just one-on-one?
The first match, it was
okay.
fine. Definitely, bearable conditions for this time of year. I think when I come down the next time that it will definitely be a little bit warmer.
Yeah, so when you're talking no Randy out there, no big deal.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break between the first and the second set. We got a 2-minute change over here, and you are watching the 2019 Bobby Curtis Junior State Championships Girls 18 and Under Singles Final.
A doctor. A doctor. A coder. A teacher. A scientist. A leader. What will they become when they grow up? Support our grassroots tennis and education program called NJTL and start these kids on their journey today.
On a court like this, I'll learn to give up on giving up. I'll quit at quitting. Because on a court like this, I'll win at winning. No matter the score.
Give kids a game they can succeed at and grow with, no matter their skill level. Sign up at netgeneration.com.
All right, so we are back here at the 2019 Bobby Curtis Junior State Championships. My name is Chris Michalowski. You know, as Coach Mick, sitting here with Andy Gladstone. And we just saw a great first set. 7-6, back and forth, momentum change. You know, what do you think about that first set, and what's got to change here in the second set for Stephanie Sanchez?
Yeah,
our #1 seed.
It was very, very close. Wind's picking up here, but I just think she has to play a little bit better. That's
I know.
simple. I mean, it's not the smartest thing I've ever said, but yeah. I mean, just simple. Errors like that. She just does
Right.
not. It's not going to make her win the set or win the match.
And you can, like, a lot of times, like, even with my own kids, I'll say, hey, you know what, you hit the same way that guy hit, but he does what you do 8 times out of 10.
Yeah.
You do it 6 times out of 10, but here it's so close.
One of the things, too, is I think it's difficult for these girls to change their style. They're used to playing one way, and they're not going to change it up.
Right, so it's a matter of just getting better at what you're doing,
Yeah.
not trying to make them play worse, you know. And
Yeah.
you know,
And
but
we've
think
yet
about
to
it. It's
see-
easier to tear someone's game down though than it is to build your game up, wouldn't you think? Or
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, we have yet. There's been no drop shots, no high and heavy,
Right.
no serve and volley or anything like that. It's just been basically similar game styles.
right, because you're not going to go out there and say, you know what, I'm going to play better now. You're trying to play your best.
Yeah.
You're trying to play it's the finals of the states. So your number one choice is to say, okay, what can I do to maybe tear her game down? You know, like we always say, it takes 3 years to build this place. It'll take about 3 minutes to tear it down, right? It's a big building. That's just kind of the way it works. But it seems like they're not able to change, is what you're saying,
Yeah.
to changing their tactics a little bit to try to make the other person not play as well. So that might be the only option. All right, second serve. I don't know if she called that out. Did she call that out? We'll find out. And it was 30 all. All right, so we've got 30 all. All right, Fenora serving. First game of the second set here in this championship. Fenora's barely pulling out the first set, 7-6. So this could easily go 3. You don't think, Andy?
Without a doubt.
Yep, good return. Deep and quick, not allowing Fenoris to really set up completely after that serve.
Yeah, and I like it too. Right down the middle. Yeah, it's one of the returns that people do not use enough of, to go
Yeah.
right up the middle on the on the shot.
Sure,
on the
yeah.
return.
Same on the serve, too.
Yeah.
You know, because what people think is I've got to make them run more, but if you hit it right at them, you're forcing them to back away. If you hit it to either side, they're running toward a ball. So sometimes if you look at like a Pete Sampras, as I date myself once again, like I did in the last one talking about Connors, right? He loved to run for forehands.
Correct. The running forehand was a beautiful thing from Pistol Pete.
I just got a call from the booth here that's not dating myself, but that's just because it came from another older guy like myself. So, but anyway, if you're watching, Pete was a really good player. I'm sure you still know who he is. All right, deuce. For Norris, hoping to hold on to this game. See, another big return, though. See, that's the key. Another big return by Sanchez, where when Fenoris takes that split, she's forced to run faster and not set up. And that's what she's got to be able to do if she wants to really take this second set. Either girl, really. Where that return was just like, here you go. And that's the difference between the two.
That's solid.
All right, and follow that in. I wish you'd just come in behind that.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to see that. If you recognize what you just did, but she just knew it wasn't coming back. I think that's what she was thinking. That's not coming back. And the first break goes to Sanchez in the second set. Yeah, you're right. She just has her water and her rackets.
All right, so she's bringing something out of the bag. I think a little Pedialyte.
A little Pedialyte, yeah. That stuff's great, though. You just think it's for infants, but it's
Yeah,
great.
the kids, it's very popular here at the tournament.
That's a Fenoris hoping to get the break back. Sanchez hopefully feeling a little bit more confident. You can just tell them they're, just by the way, you can usually as a coach look down 4 courts and go, that person's winning, that person's losing, that person's winning, that person's losing, just by the way they carry themselves. You know, not a big difference. I think they're both just taking their time. But Venora still has an edge when it comes to showing that I want this. Nice. Yeah, great point. Both girls really.
Yeah.
Just jumping on those shots, not letting them, you know, again, just holding the real estate, forcing them to hit another good ball off a deep ball coming at them very quickly. I guess we titled that execution, right, Andy?
I like it. A little wide.
A little bit wide. This is like deja vu, huh? We've seen this before. All right, we got a good chance to big point here. Second serve. Take this early. Here she goes. She's stepping up. She's stepping up on it, which is good for her.
I never understood why players don't move in a few steps on the second serve. Always felt Chuck Creasy said show them a different picture, and sage advice.
Right, yeah, instead of just serving in here,
you're
that's a great
in the
point.
same place twice. Make them think a little bit as a server.
Like in doubles, I would do that a lot after serving my partner. Just go stand in the alley all of a sudden. You know, and they're like, what's he doing over there? But you're just throwing him off a little bit. I mean, that's a little to the extreme. Well, Fenoris tried to, you know, follow through and attack.
I do think Fenoris has to, you know, let loose a little, take some chances. She has some, you know, house money to play with right now.
Exactly, exactly. Sanchez now kind of pushing her back a little bit, but Fenora still takes the game and takes the break back to level it out at 1-all or 1-all in the second set.
These girls are battling, huh?
Yeah.
It's good to see. We got good quality tennis here. I do like the mental focus from both of them. Really rock solid here.
Yeah, you can tell they're thinking before the point starts.
Yeah.
They're probably going through their routines.
No roller coaster rides.
Right. Only thing they might want to think about is getting their first serve in a few more times. You know, before that happens, I might think about that a little bit. But again, how she pushes out on that instead of in their second serve, they bust up into it a little bit more just because they're trying to get some spin, but they're not busting up into that first serve enough. That's usually where it goes, especially for Norris, is in the net. Go get it. Don't wait on it. Andy's actually doing that in the booth right now. For those of you that can't see, he was actually busting up into a serve. Yeah. Feel that extreme grip by Sanchez. All right, so Fenora's up 30-11 this game.
So I'm looking at the palm trees. The wind has picked up.
Yeah.
And it is a factor. What you forget is they're in the stadium court here, so there's an added fact. The wind is more apparent in that stadium court.
Yeah, definitely.
And it affects the players.
You got a lot of open space, and then you got the big building next to you, which kind of spins it around a little bit. Lenore serving at 1-all, 30-love in the second set. Won the first set in a tight one. Good depth right there. Great depth by both girls. Thing is, when you keep it ball deep in tennis, a lot of players may think that pace is so important, but after a ball bounces and loses a lot of speed, they say once it starts to come down, it's already lost 55% of its speed. So if you keep the ball deep, it's still going up. So the ball's still going fast, which is an advantage for you, the person that just hit that deep ball. So that's as much of a weapon as pace. Got away from her there. And another thing on top of that is if you can catch balls earlier, think about it as a player, it's easier for you to hit with pace back because you're hitting a ball that's coming faster. So you're taking time away from your opponent and you're sending the ball back a little bit quicker because their shot hasn't lost a lot of pace, so you don't have to work quite so hard. You can learn to do that. Think of a guy that does it on the tour. What guy does that on the tour pretty well? Catches the ball early.
Fed.
Yeah, he's a master at it.
Impressive semi-finalist showing for
Yeah.
the 37-year-old.
I was thinking about that too. I'm
on
like, but
the red
unfortunately
clay
for
of
him,
Roland
he didn't beat
Garros.
Nadal. And even though it was straight sets, it was still a great match. He played extremely well, but it was very windy that day. Yeah, good for her. And catching the ball early like she did there, you don't lose position as much.
2-1 for Norris, huh? This is exciting. But we got a lot of tennis here, I'm sure. Sanchez is not going away. And the points have
Not
been
at
close,
all.
the games have been close.
Well, they definitely don't have any OCDs like stacking your water bottles in the same. She's got a big mess over there.
Yeah.
Everything's everywhere, where you're not turning your bottle to the same exact spot every time. I played against a guy once who had 4 sticks, and he'd stack them all on top, exactly on top. And even if one fell in the middle of a game, he'd go over there and make sure it was perfect. I mean, and as a player on my end, it just drove me nuts because I'm like, what's that guy doing, man? And it just got me more mentally, just making fun of him in my mind. But that's definitely, there you go. There they are right there. All right, that's a good view of them.
Racket, the bag, and the water.
Not too worried about anything, so good for her. She's more concerned about the match. And
Low maintenance.
yeah. Yeah, so we've got a great day here on a Wednesday. Is it afternoon yet? Yeah, it's about 12:19. It's approximately 12:19. That's pretty approximate, right? And still sunny outside, expecting a little rain later on in the day. And by the looks of this match, it's going to go long, I think, but I think we'll still squeak it out before any raindrops come on us. Taking a quick look at the radar, we see some rain north of us, so we're in pretty good shape. But there is a cell moving in from the southwest that may have a little effect on maybe this match. I think we might be able to sneak it in. Good thing we're not playing in Gainesville, though, because it'd be completely downpoured. right, so Sanchez is going to try to dig herself out of this hole to even it up at 2 games all. Seems like this is kind of standard operating procedure right now, though, for this match, where it's not too big of an issue. But Sanchez seems to be missing a little bit more. You notice that?
I saw, and it might, you know, I'm not down there, but look at the flag, the American flag. It's going straight, so there's definitely some wind effect on this match.
I mean, and do you think it was like in the last match when we saw, you know, the player that was down, feeling the heat and trying to go for it? Do you think that could be a little bit saying, I got to win this set, or do you think she's still
I can't see it.
like, it's a second set, we're on serve, no big deal, 7-6 in the first?
I don't. Stephanie seems to still. I think she has a sense of confidence. Oh, that was not. Yeah.
Because that's her shot.
You know, there are good misses and bad misses. That was a little bit of a bad miss.
Yeah, there's been a few of those on her. Now, do you know any of these girls?
I know Stephanie
look
a little
at the
bit
wind
because
right
my
there.
daughter.
Yeah, you can see it right there, the wind right there that you noticed right there with the flag and now with the palm trees.
My daughter played Stephanie last year in the tournament, so that's how I know about her.
Oh,
and
there you go.
Norris is.
How'd that pan out?
Mira did not win. Yeah, but that's okay.
She's an exceptional hitter, though. I've seen her hit before. She hits a great ball. Your daughter. And your son Paul plays as well, right?
Correct.
All right, another miss out of Sanchez.
Yeah.
And then taking that one step further, you're in the Florida section. Your wife's 10 and under coach. You know, she runs the program here. Have you ever been tennis family of the year? Is there such a thing in Florida?
We are the 2009, was it 2010 or 2010 family USTA?
There you go.
Family.
It had to have happened because all you guys are just great people. That's fantastic. All right, Fenora serving 15 love at 3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the misses starting to come in. I don't know if it's pressure or not.
A little turn of events here for Stephanie, a little surprise, but I just think she has to just put a few more balls on the court. She's getting a little impatient.
Yeah, and they're tough to read. I mean, at least they have that poker face going on. I think both girls are doing a great job, where the guys were kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
You know, because you had Randy, who is winning and still getting upset in this match. These girls, it just, and that's the way you should do it. I mean, you should be able to look at their expressions and not know if it's 5-0 or love 5, and I think they're doing a really good job at that.
If I was, take it to her there. If I was Sophia, she's house money right now.
Right, yeah. I mean, you go up 4-1. It's only one break. Or would that be 2? No, just 1. Follow that in. She didn't need to once again.
All right.
That's the coaching out of me coming in a little bit. I'm supposed to be just the welcome guy. You're supposed to be the coaching guy.
We're always a coach.
Yeah, it's hard not to coach. I mean, that's all you do for 40 years. You can't help it. But it looks like a big lead right now. It seems not as big as you think, though, for Sofia Fenoris, the 3rd seed, over Stephanie Sanchez, the number 1 seed. Okay, so you're sitting next to Stephanie right now. What are you telling her?
I think she needs to hit make more balls. Yeah, I think she's going for a little too much too early, getting impatient. I think she needs to really spend, one point at a time, one ball at a time.
I think she hears you right now.
Seems pretty
I think she's
solid.
listening to you right now. We can see her. She was at attention there. She was listening to you. So
be patient. Don't get on the train.
Yeah, but they're still hard to read. Like, that's one thing. I'm a big mental guy, and I like to try to read my opponent. And they both do a really good job.
Without a doubt. Yeah, totally agree.
I wonder if they're going to break out the muscle roller, though, in the middle of the match.
That was awesome. Hats off to Randy Wilson.
Yeah, good for him.
And he did
I got to go get one of those.
The belly roll.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. Monster game here for Stephanie Sanchez, obviously. Not a great start.
A little surprising. I was not expecting this here.
Yeah, because you really didn't see. It really wasn't even because she's playing bad right now. They're both just look at Sophia just bouncing around, jumping around. You know, she's ready to
Definitely
rock.
smells it.
Yeah. She's stepping in right there and forces a double fault. You know, and as a server, I remember this over and over again. You say in your mind, that's not why I double faulted, but it happens, you know, you say that, but it makes, you know, she's showing her, I want this. I'm going to put the pressure on you. You better step it up. But Stephanie's the type of girl that can do that. So she just got to rise to that pressure. All right, a must-win point for Stephanie Sanchez. There you
Not
got
what
it.
you want to do on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that one kind of came from. I mean, she hasn't done that in a while.
It's not easy, as you know. You as a player and as a coach. So you're up 7-6-4-1, 4 from over here.
But she's missed a lot of firsts. And you know, and at 1-4, you at least got to get that first serve in. Because there you're putting pressure on yourself in 2 double faults right there in this game alone, both on the ad side. But make the first. And I'd be telling myself right now, just make the first serve.
Yeah.
I mean, you really haven't seen like a return winner.
Yeah. I think, and Sophia right now, I think she needs to just make a solid return, big targets, go down the middle on this one.
Yeah.
I think Sanchez is ready to drop here.
I like the fact that she's taking her time in between points and just she's trying to settle herself down.
Move up a little bit and fire this right at her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called it. Yeah.
Yeah.
She checked out a little on this set here.
All right, so we've seen a little change in momentum for sure. We've got Sophia Fenoris, the 3rd seed, serving for the match at 5-1 in the 2nd set to the number 1 seed, Stephanie Sanchez from Hollywood, Florida. And Fenoris can pull this out. We'll beat the rain. If not, you know, a match like this could easily still go 3. I mean, that's what I would be telling Stephanie right now. She knows that. I mean, we all know it. And you just got to psych yourself up and say, hey, look, okay, I'm down 5-1. The serve isn't really putting a lot of pressure on me. I can come back and win this set. Look at that grip right there. Look at that grip on that return.
And Mick, it's been done before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been done before. There've been many Houdinis in the game of tennis.
Yeah.
And more to come in our lifetime.
Unfortunately, it's happened to me too many times being the up person and losing that set.
Everyone's had these moments.
Well, Petrovic was playing Sharapova, so I'm not dating myself too much because they're still playing right now, in the Miami Open, and Petrovic had game point every single game, serving and returning, and lost the match 0-0. I was just telling that story the other day. I don't know how much that relates to this, but it was just nuts how this game is kind of fickle like that. Get Fenoris up 15 love. Maybe feeling a little bit of the match in her mind a little bit right now. Thinking, okay, I got this. Now, as a player, and this is big for my coaching when I coach, you're up 5-1. It's so easy to say, okay, don't make any mistakes. Just get the ball back. Just win this point. But just remember how you got to 5 and do this to get to 6. Nice. That was a good early ball. Because what you're essentially doing is changing your game plan. Yeah, I think that was, yeah.
2 points from the championship.
Right, yeah. So your mind as a player, if you're watching this, it's just another point. Just keep plugging away. Just keep plugging away, and then hopefully the match will be over before you know it.
Okay.
All right, double match point here for Sophia Fenoris, the third
Double
seed.
championship point. Correction.
Or double championship point, yes. All right, what's going through each player's mind right now?
Yeah, I think Stephanie is feeling dejected here, but she's.
And Sophia knows she's got this. I mean,
I
you can see it
think
right
so,
there. Look
too.
at that little
Yeah.
hop, skip. She's ready to rock. She's got it. You know, what's for lunch? Let's see if Stephanie can change that, though.
That's it.
All right, there you have it. We got Sophia Fenoris from Pinecrest is our 2019 girls 18 and under singles champion at the Bobby Curtis Junior State Championships. A tough first set, 7-6, lots of breaks, but changed the momentum of the second set. All right, started hitting a lot more shots in the court, and what a great hug there. Two great athletes carved their way to the final through a hectic week of rain, wind, sun, humidity, you know, matches that got postponed, then it went back out there, then off again, and phenomenal job by both girls. Just, even though there was a 6-1 second set, there really wasn't a big difference in both players except for just a few key points, and I believe Andy Gladstone is going to be coming on down to talk to Sophia, our champion, get a few words from her. But congratulations to her for a well-fought match and really pulling it together in that second set. That looks like that could be her sister, but very happy that this finished before any of the bad weather that's coming this afternoon, and I'm sure Stephanie's feeling a little bit down right now, but she played a great match. All right, here's a match point, the replay. Did much better on her serves. And again, kept that ball deep, forcing Stephanie Sanchez to hit that ball long and winning the girls 18 and under singles championship title. All right, so we're going to wait for Andy Gladstone to come on down to have a few words with Sophia Fenoris and see what she had to say. Hopefully he'll ask her what she was thinking throughout that match. I didn't talk to him before this, but it'd be really interesting to say, all right, what was the difference between the first set and the second set? And to me, you can see him right there. Andy's coming. He's in the grass right now. Just got on the surface, so he's going to be talking to her. He's going to call her down to the court. But to me, the difference was she lifted her game up, where Stephanie really didn't. I mean, her game didn't really go down that much. She made a few unforced errors there at the end. I'm sure that was because of the pressure. But really, Sophia found a way to lift her game up a little bit more to the next level. And you could just see that, even with the sound off that I have up here in the booth, with how she carried herself. You can tell she was just pumped up, and the momentum was on her side, and she didn't want to let that go. So we are going to take it over to Andy Gladstone, and he's going to get a chance to talk to our champion, Sophia Fenoris of Pinecrest, Florida.
Andy,
All right, so they're having a little bit of a mic issue, it looks like there. So Andy's going to get that going.
Hello. Testing. Congratulations to you. It's an honor to have a champion like yourself. As I said to the other players, it's a legacy of great players. Chris Evert, Brian Gottfried, Andy Roddick. It goes on and on I mean, Whitney Oswego and Nasimova, all of them. So you're in the line. So thank you, and for being a great champion and a great player here too. You just character was shined through the court here. Yeah, and key parts of the match. You know, yeah.
Yeah. I thought when I first started the match, I was really nervous. I think we both were very nervous. My serve with the wind wasn't going well, but I just told myself through the whole first set just to relax, be calm, think 1 point at a time, and it's all gonna come through, and it did at the end.
And did you know anything? I don't think you've played before. I spoke with Stephanie yesterday.
Yeah, we've never played. No.
Okay, so your pre-match prep, did you try to watch her play? Did you get any sort of research?
Yeah, I actually watched her semifinal match yesterday against Amani. They're both great players. I definitely saw she definitely likes the ball in her strike zone, so I was trying to just move her around as much as possible, trying to hit higher balls and not try to hit to her strike zone.
Yeah, and what about, okay, so we're in the, I mean, have you played a match in the stadium here?
I've never once played a match in a stadium court or live stream or nothing like that.
And the distance is a little further back. What about the wind? Was that a factor? I mean, because I noticed on the, like the flags were going,
I had to look out the wind direction, which side I was serving on. I think I double faulted like at least twice every game, but I mean, the wind was definitely a variable, especially on my serve, but I thought I dealt with it a little better than her today, and it paid off.
Yeah,
so.
And what about the history with you at the Bobby Curtis tournament? I think you've been playing since like the 10. Was the 10 and under around when you were here?
No, I started playing tournaments when I was around 11 and 12, so I started a little later than everyone else. My first Bobby Curtis was when I was 12, and
in Daytona or in
Daytona, yeah. And I've been playing every year since. Last year I didn't make the quarters, and I lost to, I think, Alexis, who won it. She had a great match last year, but no, I've been playing this tournament every year, and I really enjoy it.
Good. Yeah. That's good to hear, and it's what an awesome place to win it here. Yeah. And what sort of confidence does this give you going into the clays and the hards? Yeah. So you would play the 18s clays and the 18s hards?
Yeah, exactly.
And how old are you? You're only
16.
16.
Yeah,
You're still age eligible for the 16s?
I am. I turned 17 October 29th, but after I played Easter Bowl in the 16s, and that was my last 16s. So yeah, going forward, I'm going to be playing all 18s nationals, and this has definitely given me a boost and confidence in my game, because in the beginning of the year, I didn't feel like my game was there, my head was there, and I've been really working hard for these past few months with, you know, my new coach, Julie Stevens, and it's really paid off.
And what sort of, you told me about her, I mean, great coach, I know she's worked with a lot of great players, but what did she get you to do better?
So I talk to her every match, and basically the thing with me is that my head sort of lets me down in these, you know, key matches, and she's really helped me with my head and my mental game, and not so much, you know, I have the tennis, but I think my mental game has definitely improved, my fitness has improved, and it's definitely paid off in these, when I'm pushing through the draw, so.
Okay, and is there anyone you'd like to thank for the,
Okay, yeah, I would definitely love to thank my mom, she's right there.
Yeah, and that's...
And then Ariana, my little sister, always cheering for me. I would also like to say thank you to my coach, Julie Stevens, and everyone that's helped me through this tennis journey. Thanks everyone.
Yeah, okay, now I'll ask you some style questions. So what we notice is you play with the sunglasses.
I always do,
okay, and is it because of some sort of, you have some eye issues, or is it?
Yeah, so I'm from South Miami, and the sun's really bright, and ever since I was 12, I've always had an issue with the sun, and I have really sensitive eyes, like I have to wear glasses off the court.
Okay.
But no, this is just to protect my eyes from the sun. I've been wearing them ever since I was 12.
Yeah, they look good.
I love them. I'm like the only person that wears glasses, and it's just like my style. I
okay,
like
now the last style thing, the nail polish. We called it out on TV. Okay.
Yeah.
So does it make you play better?
I think it does. I mean, it matches my racket, it matches my back. It makes me feel good on the court.
Good for you. Okay, well listen, congratulations. Nice to have you. I'm real proud of you. That's good.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thanks for a great tournament.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, and that wraps it up for the girls 18 singles final here at the USTA National Campus. I just want to thank my partner, Andy Gladstone, for a wonderful match and congratulate Sophia Fenoris with her win over Stephanie Sanchez, and also Randy Wilson for his win over Ben Shelton in the boys 18 and under. Until next time, we hope you get a chance to come out and visit us here at the USTA National Campus, and hope that you can enjoy your time as much as we have with you today.